Welcome to the Captain's Blog with me, Captain Christiana Zamora from blogtrek.net. The Captain's Blog is a podcast where I talk about my life and write it like a Star Trek episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, check out blogtrek.net where you can find stories, pictures, and more. I hope you enjoyed this subspace transmission. Captain's Blog, Stardate 02/02/2022.2. As a seasoned captain, it could become easy to feel like you've seen it all. I've done so much research, reflection, and had my share of unusual experiences to the point where I believe that nothing could surprise me. Yet, once again, I find myself looking out into space, reflecting on my most recent experience, and trying to make sense of the bizarre. I'm having difficulty even writing out specifically what happened because I hardly believe what happened to my own self. I guess I'm actually a little bit shocked that I was able to observe evidence of a phenomenon I long suspected and theorized about within my head, but never discussed it out loud. I think I'll keep a few specifics to myself, but I've seen energy and matter interact in a way that shouldn't be possible scientifically. Well, it doesn't necessarily break what's possible scientifically, but it definitely would require a type of technology I don't think humans have. Seen it a few times, thus I was sure it wasn't a one-time trick of some sort, and it happened in various different ways. I immediately went to go ask my officers how much they trusted me because I considered sharing the specifics with them. Honestly, I was a little bit surprised by the numbers they gave me when it came to my credibility. I guess I have to take into consideration the fact that their biological mom used to say some highly implausible things of her own, and I wonder if they think the same about me because of the stuff I've implied. Possibilities that quite frankly sound straight out of science fiction. I always taught my officers to be skeptical of all information, so I suppose I accept that they should also be skeptical of what I have to say. Hell, I'm fairly skeptical of my own perceptions, and I'm fairly confident that I am of sound mind and not experiencing some sort of delusions or hallucinations. At this point, I'm less concerned about my mental well-being as much as I'm wondering what to make of what I have seen. I guess I would say it's not completely inaccurate to say I'm not concerned about my mental well-being. I've struggled to come to terms with what the true reality of things can be and what is possible. There's possibilities that are both absolutely terrifying and exciting. I believe I've tasted a bit of both, more so than most. I frequently talked about spiritual experiences, but I feel most are content to stop at some airy-fairy concept that it operates almost magically. When I think of spirituality, I always try to marry it back to proven and possible physical realities. Space is multidimensional. We already know that there's more dimensions of space than we perceive, just parallel to us. Our dimensions and time must intersect with any entity that exists on a higher dimension, just like we can see lower dimensions. If there is, and I think there is, entities that exist on higher planes, they're likely keenly interested on what's going on in our dimensions because what we do would have an effect on them, even if it's just to a small degree. The quantum realm is indescribably small, but nonetheless has effects on our lives. The energies we emanate via our life experiences maybe have a useful or damaging property to those on higher dimensional planes. Hard to say if karma is directly caused by those on higher planes because your life decisions impact them, or if it's just the other side of the equation. Newton's third law of motion states, For every action, there is an opposite and equal reaction. I'm almost reminded of the butterfly effect. In chaos theory, the butterfly effect is the sensitive dependency on initial conditions in which a small change in one state of a deterministic, nonlinear system can result in large differences in a later state. Our actions, and possibly even just our thoughts, can have orders of magnitude differences on the universe because we're all interconnected on a quantum level. From now on, I am more careful about the actions I put out in the universe. And this concludes this episode of the podcast. Thank you for listening in. I appreciate it. Bye.